On this episode, we're going to do cyclist training. Hey guys, welcome to Pumped, and I'm here with Mike Pincus. Mike, thank you very much. He's a personal trainer and trainer for cyclists, or a cyclist trainer, one would say a little better.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being on the show today, Mike.
Thanks for having me. Honored.
My pleasure. So you're going to show me how to set up my bike properly, how to use the bike, and a few workouts that are going to make me a better cyclist.
Perfect. So the main thing when you're working with a cyclist, whether it be road bike or mountain bike, especially with the road bike, is getting them comfortable on the bike so that the ride can last longer and longer as they get better and stronger with time.
Okay.
And very common is everyone gets fatigued in the upper back area, they get fatigued in the lower back area, and a lot of it is not so much that they're not in shape, it's that they're not fit properly for the bicycle itself. So let's have you get on here, and we're gonna take this from. Yep, we're going to take this from the last person that was on this, and let's see the difference. So obviously it was a very small person.
Shorter person?
Probably somebody like myself. So what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and have you go ahead and have a seat.
Okay.
And we're going to assume that you are not going to be using any clipped-in pedals, but you're actually going to either be in your tennis shoes and use the flat side, or you're going to flip this around and put your toes in. So now what I'm looking is I'm going to take the middle of the spindle here, and I'm going to run it right up, and I want my knee just slightly in front, which you're perfect right there. So the seat position forward and back is perfect for you.
Oh, great. Okay.
Go ahead and pedal forward and see where we are on that. So we're getting a little bit too much of a knee bend here, so what we're going to do is we're going to raise the seat up a little bit. All right, go ahead and hop up.
Okay.
And go ahead and pedal on that now. How does that feel?
A lot better than the way it was, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look from behind here, make sure there's not a whole lot of shifting in the hips. Pretty stable, everything's straight there. Now go ahead and put your hands on the handlebars. Now if we leave you in this position, you're pretty hunched over.
I feel my back already, yeah.
Absolutely. Out in the cycling world, outside, this may be okay because you want to be a little more aerodynamic. Well, there's no wind inside of a classroom, so there's really no reason to be that hunched over.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up, and all I'm really doing is eyeballing this. Okay, go ahead and pedal.
It's a lot more comfortable.
So it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Back's going to be a little bit more flatter. I do want a little bit of a round in the back, and that's okay. Go ahead and place your hands in this position here. Perfect. Bring your knees in a little bit as you pedal.
A little more narrow, huh?
There you go. Yep, and it's real common, and we especially see it out on the road, where the knees are starting to push outwards. Okay. You always want to remember the wheels are going forward, the cranks are going forward, the pedals are going forward. Bring your knees in so that they're always going forward, they're not pushing outward. Relax, that is a perfect position for you. From here, we can adjust this forward and aft.
Okay.
We can go up and down a little bit, but for a spin class environment, that would be where I'd have you.
So the 3 or 4 things we know about is that the knee, on a horizontal pedal, the knee should be just a hair above forward of the pedal, correct?
Exactly, yep.
On the seat, I should be just a slight bend in the knee.
Exactly, I don't want it to be a full extension through here. I want this to be a slight bend in the knee, which you're right at right there. And then making sure that the knees are coming in when you're pedaling and not bowing out. And then as far as the bent over position, you want to be comfortable. You got position 1, 2, 3, some are 1, 2, 3, whatever, it's going to be up to the teacher.
Okay.
But you want to be comfortable and you want to be reaching. You're going to be there for quite a bit of time.
That's amazing. I mean, I always kind of heard of like 1 or 2 of those, but when you say it like that and the education of it,
right,
it just clicks.
Yeah.
It makes way more sense.
And it's like anything else, there is actual science behind riding a bicycle.
That is amazing. It really is informative, and a reason why I need a trainer like you to show me and teach me these things. What are some other things for me to become a better cyclist not on the bike? What are some things I can do in my home gym that would make me better here?
Okay, so get back into position.
Okay.
And let's actually even just bring you right onto this position here. Now, this is going to be a normal position for a spin class. Also a normal position for a cyclist out on the road that is doing 2 to 3 hours at a ride 2 to 3 days a week. Now the first things we're going to notice, and keep pedaling, just like that. First thing we're going to notice is this rounded position all through here, this will start to get weak. We stay in that hunched over position. So what we want to do is we want to strengthen everything on the back side of the upper back. We're going to give you exercises that are going to be involved for the core. Core is your abdominals, your lower back, and your glutes.
Okay.
Extremely important on the bicycle. You will see professional cyclists be able to get in a riding position. Their handlebars are even lower. They're a little more aggressive, but they will get into a riding position and be able to take their hands off of the handlebars and be able to maintain perfect position and maintain speed because they have extremely strong core, abdominals, low back, and glutes. All right, Matt, so the first exercise I'm gonna have you do is gonna be focusing on the whole upper back area. Not only posture muscles and just standing up straight for a better day, but also to be able to last on the bicycle a lot longer and not get fatigued in that whole upper back and neck area, which is very, very common in cyclists in spin class or outside. So first thing I want you to do is bring your feet forward just a little bit. Not that much, right about there, arms straight. All right, anytime you're using suspension training of any kind, you wanna make sure the straps stay tight at all times, no matter where you are in the position of the exercise. So the first thing you're going to do here is the body is planked from the heels all the way to the top of the ears, one piece, one line. That's going to stay solid. So what I want you to do is draw your belly button in just slightly, hold that right there. Okay. From the shoulder joint, I just want you to take your arms straight up, and the reaction is your body is going to come forward right to there. Keep the straps tight, good, and then slowly sink it back to there, straight back up. So these are what we call eyes. Good, right there, come on back down, palms face each other. Now we're going into T's, straight out to the sides. Perfect. Again, focusing on that whole entire upper back area, shoulders, rear delts.
Rear delts, especially firing.
Exactly, yep. We split the difference. We turn the handles here, and now we go to Y's.
Y's.
Perfect.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So we finish this off, I's, T's, and Y's, total of 30 reps, 10 reps each direction.
Oh, wow.
So we're gonna do 2 to 3 sets of this, mixed in with a circuit format that I designed for the cyclist. Go ahead and lay down onto your back with your legs straight, and your heels are gonna go into the cradles.
The cradles, bam and bam, okay.
Beauty of, and go ahead and scoot backwards just a little bit. Perfect. The beauty of this suspension system by Lifeline is that the cradles are permanently molded. So it's so easy to get your feet in and out of this within seconds. Okay, we're gonna start with your head. Go ahead and head down. Shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and take your elbows, push them into the ground. Fingertips always point to the ceiling.
Okay.
Next thing we're going to come down is the hips, knees, and feet. I want the feet staying perfectly straight. The knees at all times are going to be pointed to the ceiling.
Okay.
First exercise I want you to do is go ahead and lift the hips up off the ground. Perfect. Go ahead and lower them back down. Raise them back up. Just like that. Nice and simple. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up those hip flexors. We're squeezing the glutes and hamstrings, contracting the back side of the body, opening the front side of the body. Now both heels, pull them into your glutes. In and back out, nice and smooth. In and back out. Perfect. So this is a leg curl.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yep, keeping the hips up. No movement from the hips all the way up. Shoulders are away. Pushing your elbows down through the ground. Knees are perfect, pointing straight to the ceiling. In and out. You're going to make sure the knees stay straight. Now your goal is to push your elbows into the ground. Drive your hips, not your ribs, but drive your hips all the way up to there.
Oh, yeah.
Back down. Good. Drive up and down smooth. 2 more. Up. Good. 1 more. Head stays down. Perfect. And down. So we call this a triple threat. So the triple threat is first is going to be legs are going to be straight, hips up and down. Second one is hips up, in and out. Third one is knees stay in and then hips go up and down. We do 10 to 12 reps each exercise. We do them consecutively. Now what we're going to be doing is a suspended plank. So hang out for just a second here, but what I want you to understand is I know that you are a master at doing planks. So generally speaking, I want somebody to be able to do a regular plank for 60 to 90 seconds, toes on the ground before I ever put them in suspension. Okay. I know you can hold a 5-minute plank, so this is not a problem for you.
Challenge I don't really want to set.
Absolutely. Go ahead and put your forearms out in front of you. Okay, palms down. So I'm a stickler when it comes to planks. So many people bring their hands in together. The hands have to be down. You have to be working these wrists into the ground. As you fatigue, this is going to fold open. I want this to be pushed down into the ground at all times.
Great.
Fingertips are splayed open. Perfect. You're pushing from the thumb to pinky all the way into the ground. Elbows are directly in line with the shoulders, both width and forward and back. Okay. Head's going to be in perfect alignment here. As you fatigue, your head's going to drop. I'm going to tell you back of the neck up into my hand. Perfect. All right, from here, the next thing is all we got to do is challenge you. Go ahead and lift your hips up off the ground. A little higher. Hold that, don't move. A weakness very common is right through here, so I want you to do is push this up into my hand. Perfect. Boom, hold that. Push those wrists into the ground. Good. Push this up into my hand. Higher. Perfect, not that high. Right there, don't move. So this is good. This is good. Squeeze the glutes. Hold that, don't move. Excellent position to be able to stabilize. Very hard, but if you look at just this front triangle is actually very similar position that you would be on a bicycle.
That was amazing. I've never
Very
done
good.
that. Never done something like that, ever.
So much harder.
So much harder. World.
From there, we can take exercise. We can do saws, where we're literally taking your body weight backwards and forward. We're going side to side. So I will challenge a cyclist, or anybody for that matter, from a side-to-side motion, because on a bicycle, you get up and you are literally dancing and rocking with that bike as you're climbing a hill. So you have to be able to have that lateral stability, and so many people have that lateral instability. So I'll put them in a plank position and then I'll start rocking their legs, and they have to be able to control it through their abdominals, low back, and glutes. A lot of times we see it just start to sag. They just can't hold it. So we put them back to stabilizing, get that, get them comfortable, and then suddenly, once we can start doing this stuff, we take it and transfer it on the bicycle. It's night and day difference.
If you guys never thought you needed a trainer for cycling, I hope this opened your eyes and you realize there's a lot more to it than just hopping on a bike. You might know how to ride, but do you know how to ride properly is the question. And what I learned here today was an eye-opening. And I love the mountain bike, but I didn't know half of this stuff. Mike, thank you so very much, Dave, for the knowledge.
My pleasure.
Thank you for your time. And thank you guys for watching another episode of Pumped!